One of my favorite things about watching Big Brother is when a big Hollywood movie that's about to premiere ends up sponsoring an episode. It always cracks me up, especially when they build an entire competition around that movie. What's up, everyone? My name is Andrew Yalo, and today we'll be diving into every single movie screening that's ever happened on Big Brother. I'm recording this video during the airing of Big Brother 27, and just a few weeks ago, they had The Bad Guys 2 sponsor that veto competition. So if you're watching this in the future, that's the most recent one as of right now. We're actually going to be ranking these movie rewards, and you might be wondering how that's all going to work. I'll be pulling ratings from IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, and Letterboxd, combining them into one average score on our movie meter to see where each movie lands on our list. But that's not all. Some of these screenings came with extra prizes, and I'll be factoring those in too to determine which house guests walked away with the best overall reward. Before we get into today's video, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and consider becoming a member to get early access to videos like this and more before they drop. And if you're also feeling so inclined, please also consider dropping a follow to me over on Letterboxd. Over the course of Big Brother, there have been 16 movie screenings. If I happen to miss any, feel free to call me out in the comments, but I think we got them all. We're kicking things off with an honorable mention. This one takes us back to Big Brother 20, when Mamma Mia Here We Go Again was the sponsor for the Power of Veto competition. Now, the reason this is only an honorable mention is because the winner of that veto, Scotty, didn't actually get a screening of the movie. Instead, he won a trip for two to Greece. And just because I really care about making content that's as accurate as possible, I reached out to Scotty on Instagram and double checked with him, and he confirmed that there was no screening involved. And fun fact, he said the trip to Greece kind of sucked and the layover in London was actually the best part. All right, with our honorable mention out of the way, let's get to the actual list. Coming in at number 16, we have The Exorcist Believer from Big Brother 25. This movie screening was tied to a Power of Veto competition won by Cameron, who chose Matt, Jag, and Blue to join him for the screening. It scored a rough 4.8 on IMDb, 22% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.0 on Letterboxd, tabulating at a 37 out of 100 on the overall movie ranking scorecard, meter, whatever you call it. I haven't seen this movie myself, but based on those numbers, I think it's safe to say it won't be making my watch list anytime soon. At number 15, we've got Without a Paddle from the Big Brother 5 movie reward. This competition was played in teams of 3, and it was Will, Diane, and Drew who came out on top. Their prize, a screening of this movie, which unfortunately didn't score too well, coming in at a 5.8 on IMDb, a brutal 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.7 on Letterboxd, tabulating at a 42 out of 100 on the movie ranking scorecard. I've never even heard of this movie, and I don't even remember this award, and I've watched every single season of Big Brother. At number 14, we have The Ugly Truth, which was one of 2 movie rewards for Big Brother 11. Dan Giesling hosted this competition, and the winners were Casey and Shima. The movie scored a 6.4 on IMDb, 14% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd, which tabulates to a 43 out of 100. I have really nothing else to say about this one other than the fact that the actual competition they did for this was pretty awesome, and I think if Big Brother ever brings back reward comps or luxury challenges, I think this one you should definitely bring back. At number 13, we have Dear Evan Hansen, which was the movie reward for Big Brother 23. I think a lot of you would have expected this movie to rank the worst on the list, but after we tabulated the 6.1 on IMDb, 28% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 2.2 on Letterboxd, the final score came out to a 44, just over the previous movie rewards. The winner of this competition was Hannah. She took Kylan, Xavier, and Sarah Beth on the screening with her. I'm not one to hate, but with the clips that they showed us of this movie, it looked absolutely horrendous. I don't mean to offend any of the musical theater buffs, but wow, this certainly looked like a movie. At number 12, we've got The Goods, which was the second movie reward from Big Brother 11. The winners of this were Russell, Jesse, Jordan, and Natalie, with HOH Shima also tagging along. After combining its ratings of 5.7 on IMDb, 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 2.6 on Letterboxd, it lands with a final score of 45. This was actually a really funny reward because Russell and Shima literally just finished having a fight downstairs and then they had to sit through an entire movie together. At number 11, we have the movie 21, which was one of 2 movie rewards from Big Brother 9. The winner of the reward was Ryan, and he selected Adam, Natalie, and James as guests. The movie ratings were a 6.8 on IMDb, 36% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.1 on Letterboxd, rounding out to a final score of 55. Ryan lost out on a trip to Las Vegas, but then for some reason they gave the house guests another chance to win the vacation, and Sharon won it, I'm pretty sure. Like, if they wanted to give out this all expense paid trip to Vegas, why didn't they just give it to Ryan and just let him have it? Like, I don't know. It's really messed up if you ask me. This movie also features Kevin Spacey, so naturally everyone was thrilled to be locked in a room with him for 2 hours. At number 10, we have yet another movie about Vegas, and it's on the same Big Brother season. Big Brother 9. Like, why? Like, why was Vegas a really popular theme this year? Like, I'm confused. It doesn't even match the theme of the season. Like, I don't know. Like, this season already just doesn't make any sense to begin with, and now you're throwing 2 movie rewards that are Vegas themed in the same season. Like, what are we doing? The movie this time was What Happens in Vegas, and the movie ratings were a 6.1 on IMDb, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.7 on Letterboxd, totaling at a 57 on our movie meter. At number 9, we have American Pie 2 from Big Brother 2, which was actually the first movie reward that we ever got on Big Brother. The winner of the competition was Bunky, and he picked Monica to join him on the movie screening. The movie ratings are 6.5 on IMDb, 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.9 on Letterboxd, giving us a 58 on our movie meter. This is probably the first movie on the list that I personally wouldn't mind watching, since I really enjoyed American Pie 1. But yeah, cool. At number 8, we have Four Brothers from Big Brother 6, and the winners of this award were Sarah, Rachel, and Jennifer. This movie was rated a 6.8 on IMDb, a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.2 on Letterboxd, tabulating at a score of 62 on the movie meter. The competition didn't seem that hard. Also, something that Rachel pointed out is that 3 women won a reward to watch an action movie full of tough guys. So yeah, that's pretty funny. At number 7, we have the television show Scorpion. Now, yes, this isn't technically a movie, but they did do a screening for it and treat it like a typical movie reward on Big Brother, so I threw it in here just for the fun of it. It ranks this high because of the ratings of the show, which were a 7.0 on IMDb, a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.2 on Serialized, which is the television show equivalent to Letterboxd. If you didn't know that, now you do. This tabulates to a 66 on the movie meter. Cody won the reward and took Donnie and Nicole to the screening, which they thoroughly enjoyed.
Holy moly, this is a television show?
At number 6 on our list, we have from Big Brother All-Stars, Talladega Nights. I feel like we're starting to enter what I consider good movie territory now. I think this was one of the funniest groups and stacked groups to ever win a movie screening on this list. You had Dr. Will, Janelle, Danielle, James, Boogie, and Diane. Now, this is an all-star lineup. This is also the biggest group to win a movie screening. This movie ranks at a 6.6 on IMDb, 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.3 on Letterboxd, getting a 68 on the movie meter. At number 5, we have The Other Guys from Big Brother 12. This is probably my favorite luxury competition in the history of Big Brother. This competition and movie reward takes place on the infamous Floaters Grab a Life Fest Aftermath episode during Rachel's second HOH reign. Hayden, Enzo, and Brendan win this challenge, and it's not even close. Enzo was so sure of himself before he even knew he won the comp by yelling, "What time's the movie?" Rachel also goes on this reward because she's the sitting head of household, so this was also Brendan and Rachel's first movie date. The movie ranks at 6.7 on IMDb, 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.3 on Letterboxd, tabulating at a 70 on the movie meter. The Other Guys is also just a really funny movie, so I already know that the reactions they had during the screening were 100% genuine for sure. At number 4, we've got Bros from Big Brother 24. As a Billy on the Street fan, I was genuinely happy to see Billy Eichner score an ad spot on Big Brother. Michael slid his way to victory in the Power Veto slip and slide and chose Turner, Alyssa, and Taylor to join him for the screening. The movie pulled a 6.3 on IMDb, an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.1 on Letterboxd, giving it a 71 on our movie meter. Now, to nobody's surprise, I'm friends with Turner, and he actually told me that Bros is one of the funniest movies he's seen in his whole life. So That's a little fun fact for you. At number 3, we've got Runaway Jury from Big Brother 4. If I were ranking this based on the actual competition they had to play in order to win their award, this would absolutely be dead last. Robert, Allison, and June had to endure a mime, yes, a literal mime, for 3 hours before competing in this luxury comp. The prize, they got a movie screening of this movie, plus a red carpet premiere that they got to walk down in October after the season finished wrapping. Robert won and chose Allison to join him. As for the movie itself, it scored a 7.1 on IMDb, a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.4 on Letterboxd, which averages out to a solid 76 on our movie meter. At number 2, we've got the most recent movie reward, The Bad Guys 2. I take this ranking with a grain of salt though, because the movie's still fresh and I'm not even sure if all the ratings are final yet. But as of now, we have a 7.2 on IMDb, an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.6 on Letterboxd, giving it a massive 77 on our movie meter scale. This one came from a power veto competition where Keanu pulled off the win, and in a surprising move brought along his rivals Rachel, Jimmy, and Ava to the screening. The best part of this was Mr. Wolf driving a full-on car into the backyard. As if this show couldn't surprise you anymore, here we are. Before we reveal our number 1 movie on the list, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and consider becoming a member of my channel where you can get access to videos just like this before anybody else does. Here's a shout out to all the current members of the channel. You guys absolutely rock. Finally, at number 1, we have the very deserving The Wild Robot from Big Brother 26. We're not even taking into account the actual competition itself, and just look at how much the art department popped off for this competition. Like, is it even close? Mackenzie took the win here and brought Rabina, Cam, and Chemo along for the screening. Now, I actually just recently watched this movie for the first time, and honestly, I felt like I had the exact same experience that they did. I even teared up a bit. The movie was definitely very touching. I'm saying this from the heart. I'm not getting paid by CBS to say any of this stuff, so you know I'm being legit. The film crushed it with an 8.2 on IMDb, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.2 on Letterboxd. And that's gonna be our list, which brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what your favorite movie was from this list down below. And if you have a favorite luxury competition from this list, also let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.